Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you're looking for jewelry that makes an impact on your self-care routine and your style, Empowerography would love to offer you a discount code to one of our exclusive partners, Quartz & Canary Jewelry and Wellness Company. Please use code EMPOWER15 to receive 15% off upon checkout at www.quartzandcanary.com. Quartz & Canary is truly the place where spirituality meets style. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Rebecca Greco. She is a mom, owner, founder, and CEO of OrthoSport Physical Therapy Center. How are you doing today, Rebecca?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of the Empowerography community and be here today with me and share a bit about your story and your journey. I'm looking forward to chatting with you and hearing about your story.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward and honored to be a guest on your podcast. I love the work you're doing, Brad. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. But the honor is all mine, honestly, because without women like yourself, this community doesn't even exist. So I have to thank you, and I'm honored that you want to be part of this community and help grow the community by sharing your story. So thank you.
Thank you.
So you have a Bachelor of Science Degree in physical therapy and have been practicing and specializing in primarily orthopedic and sports injuries. How long have you been working in this field now?
A long time. And actually, when you asked me that, I realized it's actually this year's 25 years I've been practicing. Yeah.
Amazing. So,
I mean, I'm a clinic owner for maybe, 7 of that. Right? But
yeah.
But
you've been in the field for 25 years.
Yes.
Wow. So what originally inspired you to take this path and get into this particular area or field of work?
Well, in high school, as most, I don't know, I can only speak for myself, but in high school, I always knew that I was, meant for more. I felt like I was kind of different than the rest, but I didn't know what I wanted to do right out of high school. So I basically worked for a couple of years. I had a really good job. And then as I was exploring the options, I kind of narrowed it down to a helping profession.
Okay.
And then back in that day, we used to, take little tests that, kind of took us in whatever direction we were going.
Yes.
I don't know if you
what
remember
you were
those.
meant for, your journey.
Yeah. And I was like, helping profession. And that came out to be like back then, social work. And I didn't really know what that was, but it was it's not a long story, but I'll make it quite, quick because, so I ended up working for a few years in, I come from a family of, I have 2 older brothers and a younger sister. So, we all went to post-secondary education, but I was just really, wanted to contribute to my education, not knowing, I think it was wise beyond my years, because when I think back, it's like, I don't really want to go to school and waste my parents' money and time. So I did work, I made lots of money. And then I ended up going to school in Oklahoma, which I was born and raised in Oklahoma, grew up in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
And I basically just decided I was going to go to school where my brother was, and he was in Oklahoma because that was our origin. And I wanted to go back and learn more about my heritage because I was, I'm 1/4 indigenous Kiowa Indian.
Okay.
And so I ended up meeting a girl my first 2 years of university and university college, like whatever you're going into. And I worked on campus in an office called, it was for minority groups.
Okay.
So, minority groups meaning like Indian, Spanish, American, Indian, basically. And so anyway, I ended up meeting this girl that was wheeling around in her wheelchair in the office, and I would see her buzzing around. And one day she sat down next to me and she asked me if I could help her in the washroom. because she was not a quadriplegic, but she was born with a really rare birth defect where she couldn't use her arms or legs. They were fused.
Okay.
So I did help her out. And we got to talking and chatting. We found out we were from the same tribe. And then she said, are you working? And I said, yeah, at the time I was working in retail and clothing store in university. And she asked me if I would be interested in, she was losing her in-home care provider. And she was wondering if I would be interested. And that's kind of how it all started. I said, well, what does it entail? And she said, well, you get free room and board. And you help me with my needs and make meals and dressing and stuff. And I'm like, sign me up. When you're a university student, it's like, this is cool. Yeah. And and then we just became really, really good friends. And she inspired me because she had an amputation of one of her legs when she was a baby because they were trying to give her a surgery that would allow her to ambulate, to walk. Right. And so I told her, I said, her name was Cinda. And we're still in touch today. And
That's
she
awesome.
just inspired me. She said, you know what? She says, what do you think of physical therapy? And I said, I don't know what it is. But she said, I had a lot of it when I was, after I had my surgery. I was young. I think she was like 5 or 6 when they did the surgery. Right. But anyway, she ended up having, some complications that she didn't end up ambulating basically, but she did have a lot of therapy. And I guess she just envisioned seeing me as a therapist.
That's a great story. Wow.
Yeah. And then my journey to getting into physio school was only 2 physio schools in Oklahoma. And I basically just applied to both. And it was like 2,000 applicants, 64 slots. So you can imagine the competition. And I just, basically went home and laid on my bed and surrendered to my higher power, God, and asked him, I said, I don't know what's in store for me, but I really want this. There was no bargaining. It was just kind of surrender. Yeah. And the next morning I got a call that I was number 5 on the waiting list.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's how it all started.
Very cool. What would you say is the most rewarding or exciting part of your career?
I think it's just, you know what? Like I said, I think was my calling because when I had to have almost 50 hours of observation before you could even apply to the program. Right. And I thought that was interesting because, I think it takes a special person to be in healthcare, number one, but for sure, as a physio and helping people with their injuries, because there's, now I know there's a lot of psych involved. And I just noticed that really, truly, it was just seeing them from, their baseline goals to achieving their goals to just, I felt it was my calling because when I went into the first clinic to do my first observation, I just had this feeling. I saw everybody in lab coats with their name tags, and I just knew that I wanted to be in that arena of, helping people. And it is rewarding. And I've never woken up a day and not wanting to go to my job. So I'm very blessed that I got to do something that was a calling.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, how long have you had your own private practice?
It's been like kind of on and off for like 7 to 11 years because I was raising my twins. They're now 20. So I was fortunate. That's what I love about my career as well, is that it's very flexible. Yeah. And I decided when they were born that I was not going to work full time. So I've had a lot of contract positions, and I was able to it was very flexible for, a mom of twins. And I wanted to continue working because I love what I do. And that's
very good. Yeah. Excellent. So you've also continued to build on your knowledge through extensive additional training in multiple and different modalities related to your field, one of those being STOT Pilates rehab training. Can you explain to us what that is all about and what it is for those who don't know and how it's helped you as a physiotherapist?
Yeah. So basically I'm kind of like, I don't know, I've just coined this term myself, more of an eclectic physio, like in terms of just being a manual therapist and looking at the body in a holistic view. But, physiotherapy, and some people may or may not know if they haven't had personal experience with it, it's just, it's an examination, finding out what the and helping them to return to, function, right? It's all about function. It's not just about pain control. So rehab stop Pilates was one of those things that I saw, a little bit, mid-career, where I was like, I think the exercise component is the most important, and Pilates is just a way to help patients lengthen and strengthen and really balance the musculoskeletal system, actively. And so that's really, I think, something that we become more passive about because of the time constraints in the medical system, right?
Okay.
But yeah, it's nice. I love it.
Now, you also incorporate wellness coaching and nutrition into your physiotherapy practice. When did that journey start for you, and extension of your business to incorporate all of that for your clients?
Again, that started like about 7 years ago when I just decided that I was always into nutrition, but I had taken up triathlons in my 30s, late 30s, early 40s, just because I wanted to continue staying fit. So that I just really felt that nutrition became a big part through my own experience, because you have to supplement when you're overtraining. And so I got really, really interested in that. And then it kind of led me to my trainer that I had hired at the time. She introduced me to, a nutritional system that really helped me along my personal health journey. And through my results from that, I just thought, wow, this is something that I need to be sharing, because if our cells in our body are not healthy, it can very often affect healing in the body.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Now, I know that you attribute a big part of your own personal wellness journey to that personal trainer you worked with and who put you onto a whole food, convenient, dense nutritional system. Can you explain to us what that's all about and how it's helped you personally in your journey?
Well, it was I wasn't getting results in the gym, and she had decided to run a group kind of challenge. That's how it kind of started. And I noticed that I thought I was doing really well, like this super mom with a business, running from here to there, and realizing that, that adrenal system burnout syndrome started and I was gaining weight instead of losing weight.
Right.
So I did jump in with this challenge, and this nutrition system it involves intermittent fasting, supported intermittent fasting, along with putting in whole foods in the body after. And it just changed my life. It changed my life. It changed my family's life. I just, people started noticing a difference. And then I basically started sharing the system with family and friends.
Amazing. So what is it that you think sets your business apart from other physiotherapists out there?
I think it's mostly that the experience, all of the things that I've learned along my journey. I think people just there's certain people that, I think more of the chronic pain population, and I don't like to say that in a bad way. It's just that some people are looking for someone that has that experience and knows how to, change the treatment plan on a dime, and communication, and really helping to empower them to take care of themselves, both physically.
Is it common for physiotherapists to integrate nutrition and wellness programs as well for their clients, or is that something that is quite rare among physiotherapists?
I mean, it's a sense that, we do have the college guidelines that we have to follow. So it's something that people in any field, if you have another, business on the side, because it can be a business, right? And it is network marketing, and lots of people are doing that. So there are some guidelines that you have to follow.
Right.
You can introduce patients to that, and they can make a decision on their own. So it isn't like a part of my physio program,
right?
Per se.
So that would also set you apart from other physiotherapists as well, then.
Yes.
Which is again part of the experience. That's amazing. What advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours?
I would say, really, and this would be with any career, but really know what you want. Like really sit with yourself and ask yourself, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Because it has to be something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And that you're, compensated well, and you feel good about what you do every single day, that you're not just doing it, for the money per se, or that, someone expected you to go into that field because of the money or whatever. And I think that it's something that you need to really, really dig deep and ask yourself questions like, well, what do you want? Because healthcare is changing.
Yeah.
It's changing, just like education system's changing. And I know a lot of people that, new grads that I've worked with, and they too, they love it. They're very passionate about what they do, and it's rewarding.
Yeah.
That's something you're looking for, and you like to communicate, you like to work with patients, on a daily basis. It can be really rewarding.
To date, what would you say is your biggest high or your greatest win?
I would say my biggest high would be just when I completed my first triathlon, which was, again, a challenge from another colleague because I was working at a clinic and she was on the bike every night. And I was like, what are you doing? I didn't even know about triathlons. And I told her, I go, could I do that? And she's like, you totally can. And then I was just like, so I think that was like just a turning point in my life where here I was, my kids were 5 when I first did my first one. And it wasn't even a try. It was a run, bike, run.
Okay.
It was a dual athlon. And then I went to the sprints, and then I went to a try. And just the distances is what makes it a different title.
Right.
And just completing that and watching my kids at the finish line with the signs saying, Mommy, I love you.
That's awesome.
Like that, I think, I don't know, I loved that question.
For sure. Absolutely. Rebecca, what makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
I feel inspired mostly when I'm communicating with people that are actually inspiring, if that makes sense. So a lot of people I'm surrounding myself with now on my journey, I just love watching them, blossom into, listening to their stories and really getting to know them and, what they've been through. And it's just makes you feel inspired that you kind of reflect and see yourself in maybe their story.
Yeah.
And then, you continue to strive to be your best self through their story, perhaps. Yeah. That's how I feel.
What would you say is one of the most important things you've learned in your life? And what was your life like before learning it? And what was your life like after learning it?
The most important thing that I've learned in my life is that don't take it too seriously.
I love that.
I like to have fun, but I find I shift my energy when I'm around people. I used to. And now it's like I just see if I can inspire them and shift their energy. So, before, I think, you just kind of followed the leader when you were younger. So in your 20s, you're kind of like floundering around. In your 30s, you're like, oh, this is it. You're depending on what's happening in your life at that time. But just, the 10 years, every 10 years, I feel like, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, for sure.
And every year and every decade. And you're just like, I just want to be better, than the person I was even yesterday, not just, every 10 years. So setting goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received? Just
really don't overcomplicate things. I am a recovering perfectionist.
Perfectionist.
And people pleaser.
Yeah.
And empath. And all of those. That would be definitely the best advice. Just, again, don't take life so seriously. And sometimes just, sit back and really, all these sayings that people say, like, just stop and smell the roses. I never knew what that meant.
Yeah.
But now in my 50s, I feel like, wow, all these sayings really mean something now.
For sure. What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that has helped you become successful?
I think just being a really good connector. I've been feeling like, just asking people. I feel people want to be heard. They want to be noticed. They want to be loved. And just, compassion. Okay. Especially now during this time.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's at the forefront. And I think it starts with the self, right?
For sure. Everything starts with self. Self is the foundation for all of it. 100%.
So I think my superpower is that I'm stepping into my power.
Okay.
And helping others. By me doing that, I'm helping others.
Right. What do you think the most common reason for people failing or giving up is?
I think they're just not patient. Like they're just saying, "Oh, we're living in a really fast-paced society.
Yeah.
Quick results. Like everything's instant now. So I feel like, this isn't working, so let's just abandon it." So they don't give it the time and the love that it needs and to see it to fruition.
Okay. What are you most proud of?
I'm proud of myself.
Beautiful.
And because I know now what it means to be in love with yourself.
Yeah.
And not in an egotistical way.
I love it.
Because now I see that my relationships are improving. So I'm very proud of myself for stepping into my power.
Awesome. Good for you for doing it. What is your personal motto?
My personal motto would be, I just think that never, ever, ever give up. And you are not your past.
What gives you the motivation to keep going?
Again, there's so much I want to accomplish. And I want to see my family, especially my children, accomplish.
Yeah.
Watch them grow into the amazing humans that they are and they were intended to be, and that they should never stop, dreaming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you like to do when you're not working?
I love to work out. I love to travel.
Unfortunately, no traveling right now.
I know. Well, I can travel in Canada.
You can travel in your mind.
Yeah, in my mind. That's about it. That's what we're all doing now.
Yeah, I think so. Dreaming of better days to come.
But I think that, when I'm not working, I can only speak for maybe now, but for now is just, I'm really loving learning. Almost like I can say I'm going back. I always wanted to be like a professional student. I would say that to my parents, if I could go to school, because school was fun for me. University was really fun for me. And I didn't take it too seriously in the beginning, but then when I had to, of course, when I got into the nitty gritty with, marks and stuff, but now it's like, I would just have fun, do what makes you happy, do what lights you up.
Yeah, for sure. Because we spend so much time working, why wouldn't you do what lights you up and brings you joy and happiness? And instead of being miserable going into work every day and hating what you do. It's a terrible existence.
Totally.
How do you define success? What does that word mean to you?
Success to me is just if you're happy doing what you love, it's never work,
Yeah.
The thing that I would say is, be happy doing what you love. Also make sure that you're making a good amount of money doing it. Because I've learned through my money mindset that money isn't evil. Money you can, good people that make good money do really good things.
Mm-hmm. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
It means shining your light will allow others to shine their light.
I love it. That's beautiful. What would you say is one of your favorite quotes?
I love this quote. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn.
I like it. I like it. Can you share a situation that's occurred in your life that you feel provides insight as to your character, who Rebecca is?
I would say when I was 18 years old, and we were told some pretty horrific things that happened to my full-blooded Indigenous grandmother. She, as you know, I mean, Indigenous people were not treated very well.
Yeah.
And to know that it was your grandmother, I found that these were like implorable things that I would, you can't imagine, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not even real.
Yeah.
So I just, started to just continue to, take her strength and energy, and I just see her spirits with me all the time. And she's always here with me and just always on my shoulder saying, it's going to be okay. And
That's very comforting.
And I think of all the love versus what happened to her because, through my healing process that I've been going through in the last, really, truly in depth since COVID, has been really interesting that, I'm learning that, the trauma can be, even though it didn't happen to you directly, you can have something that's called intergenerational trauma.
Right.
Which, can be, passed down in generations. And so I think this is very, very powerful in the sense that, passing that on to your children in the next generations has changed me.
Wow.
That's like one of my missions is that I won't allow those thoughts to think, negatively. Just change it into a positive all the time.
It's a hard mindset to get into, though.
Oh, it is.
But you have to do it for the betterment of yourself.
Yes.
What is the most recent investment you've made in yourself?
I'm investing every day, not just shopping and doing self-care and self-love, but I would say a year ago, I invested, in hiring a personal coach, working with an affiliate that does Bob Proctor, was Thinking into Results.
Okay. And
through my network marketing company, we've been blessed to, see Tony Robbins, Brendan Bouchard, all of these, great people that I have invested in a lot of personal development. And, just becoming a better me.
Yeah. A better version of yourself. I love it. If you're writing your autobiography, what would the title be?
Power is in the pause.
Power is in the pause. I like that. That's catchy.
That is my, because that's what happened to me during COVID.
Well, we all had that time to pause, right? Yes. Everybody. It's just a matter of what you did with it and what, if you made good use of the time. And I mean, not that we're out of it, we're still in it, but those first few months were really, really tough. And now I think it's getting tougher because it's like, okay, enough. Is this thing, when is this going to end? I've had enough of this.
Yeah, it is. It's heavy.
It is, for sure.
But I do think that having done this work and invested in your personal development, whatever that is for you, is going to be essential going forward into the next, decade.
For sure.
Because a lot of people have to change their mind.
Yes.
And that's not easy for people to do.
No, it's not.
And it's something that...
Does that mean self-reflection, looking at yourself in the mirror? And
yeah.
A lot of people don't like what looks back at them.
No, and it's tough. It's not easy. It's been a roller coaster.
For sure. It's
not been easy, but I know that you can do it. And I really want to, empower and inspire other people that, they can do it. And that program that I did with Thinking into Results and learning about working with law of attraction and really looking at that, has opened my and I'm into the neuroscience of it as well with,
Right.
Dr. Dispenza and, all of these great people that are doing amazing work in this area of neuroscience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I get it, but I also want to share it in a lingo that other people can kind of at least, start to get an understanding.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. What's the first thing you think of when I say the word future?
Exciting.
I love it. If you could teach the world one thing, what would that be?
Be gentle with yourself.
That's a good one. What's one thing you want but cannot buy with money?
Time.
Yeah, time is the absolute most valuable commodity in the world. Because once it's gone, once that 24 hours has passed, that's it. It's gone.
My son just said that to me the other day. He said, Mommy, I can make all the money in the world. It's just money, right? It's energy. He said, and I can't get it back or I can lose it. He says, but time.
Yeah, he's right. You can't.
And I was like, wow, he's 20.
That's pretty deep for a 20-year-old.
I'm like, good job, Mom.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you can make money, lose money, you can make it back again, but time, you'll never get it back.
Yeah.
So don't squander it. Money or fame?
That one was tough. I think I would say money.
Okay. All right. Early bird or night owl?
I used to be a night owl for many years, having raised my twins. And now I'm an early bird.
What is one of your favorite entrepreneurial books?
My favorite, I would say, is High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard.
Okay. If you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what song would that be?
Rise Up.
I love it. And lastly, if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Again, I would say you're not your past. You're not your future. I would just say, learn to stay in the present because we're not promised tomorrow.
No, very true. Very true. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for agreeing to be part of the Empowerography community and be here today and share a bit about your personal story and journey with me here on the podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out and being here, and I appreciate what you're doing. I think the work you're doing is amazing, and just keep doing you and keep doing the work you're doing.
Well, thank you. And I really appreciate you reaching out and allowing me this platform. I think you're doing amazing work, and, we are blessed to be where we are right now. So I thank you very much.
It's my absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography podcast. Today, my guest has been Rebecca Greco. She is a mom, owner, founder, and CEO of OrthoSport Physical Therapy Center. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I hope you have an amazing rest of the afternoon.
Thank you, Brad. You too.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visiophoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.